Hello, everybody. This is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. Got a great, the subject for today is rumors. Rumors. Whisper down the lane. Telephone game. I really love this training. It's one of my favorite, one of those ones that switched my paradigm. So the first thing we'll do is we'll wait for everybody to get on here, and we'll get started here just in a little bit. I was looking for an empty piece of paper. I still need a marker, I guess. So anyway, please say hello or anything here. Did find one. Perfect. Okay. Is this going to be one of those things, Facebook, where you're not going to let me know of anybody that's on here? There we go. There's Craig. Hi, Craig. Hi, Bill. Mr. Shoemaker. Appreciate you so much. And hi, Lisa Marie. So let me go ahead and get started here. I was trying to find something here. All right, great. All right, so hi, Christina. And so anyway, my name is Robert Hollis. I want to thank you very much for coming down. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Ola. And really appreciate you jumping on here. Please share it. And today is rumors. Whisper down the lane. Telephone. Now, I remember when I first learned this. When I first learned this, it was about training. And I'll explain that. But one of the things you guys got to realize is, yesterday, the video that I talked about is, why would you listen to other people's opinions? And a lot of you can go out and get my free book at roberthollis.com/free. You also can go to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Robert Hollis. I'm sorry, there's something happening on my screen here. So anyway, the one thing I want each and every one of you to know is that it's amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever got caught up in this, but there is a time when you would see someone share something, and as soon as they share something, I remember when the internet first came out, and all of a sudden, emails. And I got an email that said, if you forward this email to everyone you know, that Bill Gates is going to give you some money. I don't even remember what the money was. Hi, Suzanne. Great to see you on here. Love and appreciate you. Hi, Ilona. Young, nice to see you on here. And Clarence, Sarah, Kai, thank every one of you for jumping on here. And so I was like, wow, if I share this with everyone that I know that has an email address, Bill Gates is going to send me money? Hi, Jim. And so what do you think I did? I shared it. Why wouldn't I share it? And it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind how much stuff, I don't know if you guys believe this phrase, but it's funny. Everything on the internet is true. If you just don't believe it, ask the internet. But one of the things that's really remarkable is just how much stuff is not only made up, but a lot of times people don't understand why they're struggling. And this is what I was showing. So there's a game out there, and before we get started, it was really, really funny. I jumped on to just YouTube because I keep forgetting how powerful YouTube is. And I went into YouTube and I put telephone game. And my God, whisper down the lane, rumors. But if you put the telephone game in, you'll get to see. I remember the first time I seen this, I seen this at an event that my mentor did. And there was just the people in the front row. Let's say there was 20, right? And what he did is he wrote on a piece of paper. And gave it to this person all the way at the end of the aisle. And the piece of paper just really simply said, Martin is going to the market to pick up some potato chips and some muffins. It doesn't make a difference what the sentence is. And what blew me away is when I Googled this and I put this on the internet and tried to look on YouTube, they now have the best phrases, phrases that you could say so that you can see this happen to people. And one of the things is all of a sudden the person sees it on it, and then they take it away from him, and then he whispers into the person next to him, listens in their ear, whispers in their ear. Then that person does it to the next person, and so on and so on and so on. And it didn't go like 10 people, so there's 20 people, it was a half a deal. And all of a sudden stop. And then the person stands up and says, what's the phrase? Listen closely. There was not one word that was the same. Not one word. The person's name changed. They weren't going to the grocery store. They wasn't getting muffins. It was like everything was changed. And the reason that my mentor showed me this is at first you're going, that's not possible. That isn't possible. Until you do it again. And you say, okay, so now you see where people messed up. So when I went on YouTube, this teacher in front of the room did it without language. Just motions. So all the kids were faced one direction, facing a wall, and there was maybe there was 10 of them, right? And so the teacher said, do an enactment, of riding a bike and falling down. That's what it said. Act like you're riding a bike and then you fell over, right? Fell down. And so it was funny because all the other kids are facing the other direction. So he taps on the shoulder of the person in front of him. Just that person turns around. And then he went like this. And then he, so you heard thump, 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 thump with the feet like he was pedaling, right? And then the next thing he falls over, but he didn't fall all the way to the ground. He just fell to his, his hip into his hand. And then stood up. And you could hear everyone laughing. But the other people didn't see it. They didn't see it. So then that person that started it turns away. And then the next person turns around, taps a person on the shoulder, and did the example, right? You could see it change with every single person. You could see it change with every single person. So why am I bringing this up? I'm not going to say you, right? But do you know of anyone that changed the story just a little bit? And if you change the story just a little bit, it changes everything. So my wife and I like watching Big Brother, you know what I mean? And when we watch Big Brother, it's funny because everyone's trying to do strategy and everyone's trying to do things. And then even people, deliberately lie. And so there was this one girl that was not a part of the Girl Alliance, but she was hanging around all the guys. And so she went to one of the girls, and one of the girls said, listen closely. We have to watch out for the guys in the, I forget what it is, one room, right? We got to watch out for the guys in this one room. You watched her say that. The next thing that girl does is goes to the guy and says, I was just talking to this girl, and she said, we're going after the guys in this room, trying to get them out. One of the guys went to the main person that was the head of household and said, this girl said she's going to take me out. So it went from watch out for this group to we're going to focus and go after these guys first, to one guy heard, and his perception was, hey, the whole group of people are coming after me. Now, if you heard that and you perceived that and you thought that, wouldn't you take that personal? See, now all of a sudden it's like you got one individual that's calling you out and saying negative things about you. If you guys want to see where diversity comes from, where division comes from, where deception comes from, where destruction comes from, where death comes from, all of this stuff starts with a reality of one person saying one thing to another, and then it gets all blown out of content. It changes, the perception changes, everything changes. And so can you imagine how difficult communications is? Because we say something with one intent and one perception, and it goes to one person and immediately changes. So now, can you understand where people would say, oh my God, this is illegal. Oh my God, this is a pyramid. You know, this is just like what Bernie Madoff did when he stole all these billions. Oh my God, you're going door to door. Oh my God, don't take money from family and friends. It just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So not only when someone comes out with a rumor, but there's people now in this day and age where they actually purposely say things that are not true. So that was an email for me, and I always get reminded of this stuff. It just consistently reminds me how crazy stuff gets out of control. So when I first got involved on the internet, I think it was probably MySpace or Facebook, but someone posted about somebody dying. All right? And it was a big, big, big celebrity. And so-and-so is dying. And what did I do? What did I do? I shared it. I shared it with person after person after person after person after person after person. Oh my God, it's so sad. I posted it and whatever. And then all of a sudden, people put on there, you know, hey, this is not true. And I was going, what? Yeah, just check out, you know, Google. So I went on Google and I put in this person's name and I put death, and then it comes up and it says, no, the person's still alive. And I felt awful. I felt awful that I got caught up in this whisper down the lane. And how many things are out there right now where, oh my God, did you hear this? Did you hear this? Did you hear this? And so we're living in an age and a time where not only people have opinions, and they're very strong about their opinions, but they don't even know if the opinions that they're sharing are true or not. Wow! So you guys already heard my story in some of the other videos where my mentor said, hey, how do you know that? Now that's when I was a mechanic. So I was a little more open to what I'm going to show you right now. So, you know, my mentor simply drew a circle and he put 100%. Let's just say, right? Let's just say there's somebody out there that has 100% of all the knowledge. All the knowledge. They know every step, everything. They're perfect. They know all the knowledge. Now, just for this theoretical example, or what we're talking about, we know that no one knows everything. The reason why is everything is evolving. Everything consistently, there's a statement out there that, you know, the most destructive statement is the phrase that things have always been done this way. They've always been done this way. Because everything changes. The one thing that's a guaranteed is change. So, And this whole concept of whisper down the lane or telephone, make sure to go to YouTube and click on some funnies so you guys can see it live. Then the next thing that happens is, let's say that that person shares information directly to somebody else. Now, you can look it up. I'm not going to use any statistics, because what was the one that I heard the other day? 78% of all the stuff that you hear in statistics and data is not true. Well, that's because that number's made up. No one knows that number, right? So this is a phrase that I've heard, is that people retain about 10%, even if they write it down. Now, I'm blessed. I'm dyslexic, but the gift for me is retention. I'm very best with really good retention. And I know some people have zero retention. You know, I can kid and joke with my wife, Terry, because she'll watch stuff for entertainment. And then I'll go, what did they just say? Or what was, she doesn't know. Here's the funny thing. She doesn't even know, but she doesn't care either. Okay? So, you know, when I watched my first presentation, if you would have walked up to me and said, you know, what was the name of the speaker? What was the name of the company? What was the name of one of the products? What is the percentage you get paid? I would go, oh my God, I don't remember any of that stuff. So if you ask me what I remember, is usually the right phrase is, hey, what'd you like most about the presentation that you just seen? And I would go, it looks like you guys know how to make money. That's as simple as it is, you know? And so in this example, let's say the person's an Einstein, right? And they retain 50%. How many of you would like to only know 50% of what it takes to be happy, fulfilled, and successful? Oh my God. Okay, so we teach another person that's a, what would we call it, an expert. They retain 25%. And you guys are getting this. That person shares with the person, they get 12%. Then that person shares with the person, they get 6%. And then that person shares with somebody, and they get 3%. So look at, in this example, if everyone was a genius, we got 6 people, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not that by you learning to do someone, that learn from somebody, that learn from somebody, that learn from somebody, that learn from somebody, that learn from somebody. It's not that you only have 3% of the correct information. Here's why 97% of people fail. How do I know that number? Because that's with the IRS. That's with the census that was done in 2020. 3%, only 3% of the people make it above like 100,000. I'm sorry. 5% of the people make 200,000 plus. 3% of the people make $500,000. Now, it's not that you have to make that, but it's not the 3% of the information. It's the 97% of the stuff that you, listen closely, it's 97% of the stuff that you do and you think that's not even the truth. It's made up. It's someone doing whisper down the lane. Hey, you know, Robert said this. My mentor used to tell me this all the time. If someone ever comes to you and says, hey, you know what Robert said? It's not 100% accurate. Because they're using my name or Josh's or some other person. Hey, do you know what this person said? Hey, do you know what this person said? Hey, can you do me a favor? Hey, I just watched Robert Hollis's video, and this is what he said. No, go watch the video. Go watch the video. I can't tell you how many times people have reached out to me and said, listen, I just watched your video and I did what you told me to do. And it's not working. And I go, why don't you share with me what you're sharing with people? Not even close. I even get a little perturbed with them. I said, where did I say in this video to do this? No, it's in there. Listen, I do not say that. Really? Well, they not only learned it, but then they say, hey, I'm going to go teach my team. I'm going to go teach my team. And since they're teaching their team, then that person's teaching their team, and then that person's teaching their team, and then that person's teaching their team, and they're like, hey, you know what? This doesn't work. I'm doing everything exactly the way you said it, and it doesn't work. Why did I become so successful? Because I didn't try to relay the information. The best information is on video because it's there. It's solid. So I would watch the video and then people say, what do I do? And I go, hey, listen, check out Josh's video. Check out my mentor's video. Watch this. And then the next thing I would hear is they're using the information that they learned from that video to teach their team. Why not just let them learn from the source? And there's only one thing in your mind that would stop you from doing this. Your ego. It's like, no. I'm pretty sure I know what they said. In closing, let me share this with you. You would not believe the things that I've heard since I've been involved in marketing. One thing that I heard. No one, and hey, do me a favor, if you guys, do me a favor. I want you to post in there if you've ever heard this. First one I heard a long time ago is more millionaires are made in network marketing, multi-level, direct sales. More millionaires are made in this industry than any other industry. Then they say the other one, women make more money in network marketing and more women millionaires are made in this industry than any other industry. You guys ever heard that? Here's another one. Bill Gates was interviewed. Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, pull up Elon Musk. They were interviewed and they said that if they ever lost everything, that if they had it to do over, they would do network marketing. Where is this stuff? You can search for it and search for it and search for it, and you're never going to find it. Because it's not true. Here's another thing. How in the hell could you prove it? How in the heck could you prove it? So here's another one. It blows my mind. People are going, we're the fastest growing company on the planet. No, you're not. There's nobody's comp plan better than ours. There's nobody's product that's better than ours. That is ignorant statements because you're not even aware. You don't even know all the products that are on the planet. You don't know all the companies that are on the planet. So people, oh my God, we're the fastest growing. Oh my God. It's like, no, you're not. When someone says statements like that to me, I can hear. I believe that it was Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein says, you know what? You could tell the person's intelligence as soon as they open their mouth. As soon as they open their mouth. So a smart, intelligent person would say, you know what? This is one of the best companies I am aware of. To my knowledge, this company has the best comp plan. in my experience. But anyone that says, oh my God, our company's the best. Oh, hype, hype, hype. Man, not only are they hyping, but it's already gone through generations and generations and generations. Now, tomorrow, I already got my video that I want to do, just like I did yesterday. Because you know what? When people reach out to me and they say, you know what I heard about Kai? You know what I heard about Craig? You know what I heard about Sarah and Latasha? Do you know what I heard about Dustin? Do you guys know this is happening? This is happening. Every discussion, not one. I'll leave you with one more example. I tried to start my own company one time, number of times. And the name of the company was called Unlimited Profits, unlimitedprofits.com. And I knew that people were doing this, but they wouldn't believe that they were doing this. So what I asked people to do is the $1 million question, but I asked them to call into a pre-recorded message, listen to it, and then when it beeped, leave the message back to me. Leave the message back to me. We had over 100 people. Matthew's on here. We had over 100 people call in and do the message, the peak of interest, like I shared with them, that I learned from my mentor. And 100 people plus, not one person, not one person did it the way I did it. And I'm not talking about voice inflections. I'm not talking about energy. I'm not talking about anything other than just the words. Just the words. They couldn't do it. You know, hi, Sarah. I hope this message finds you and yours blessed during these uncertain times. I thought of you today when I was on a video conference, and I just thought I'd reach out to you. Hope everything's going great. Okay, call me, tell me what you said. Hey, Sarah, I watched the video, and I was wondering if you could do me a favor. That is not a connect. That is not making people feel good to feel like you were thinking of them so that they feel comfortable. People don't care what you know unless they know that you care. So everyone wants to get to the sale because they're uncomfortable and ask them to do them a favor, share a link before they connect. They say they're connecting like me. They are not. Okay. So after you connect and they say, well, how's your family and stuff? And thanks a lot for reaching out to me, blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, my family's doing awesome. Thank you so much. And hey, listen, the reason I thought of you is I'm helping a company expand right now, and I'm really excited. And I hope that you could do me a huge favor. I'd really appreciate it. Could I get your permission to send you a link? You can become an affiliate for free, just like you would Facebook or YouTube. People make millions doing that. And you can click on the link, and I will guide you to the videos, short videos that you can watch, so you can feel comfortable referring me to people. Again, I really appreciate that. And I tell people to send me, and it's like, I mean, oh my God, it's not even close. So do you guys know that even though people will write down exactly what I just said, that when they start to say it, they mess up? Now for movies, I'll leave you with this one. For movies, they do takes. Take 1, take 2, take 3. These are professional actors and actresses. Professional! And why do they do the take? The director, the producer will say, listen, this is the way we want you to act. This is the way we want it to come across. Here's the lines you should say. Okay. Okay. Quiet on the set. Action. Cut, 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 cut. What? I listen, feed me the line again. Feed me the We're human beings. We're human beings. And sometimes we don't mean to do it. I know you don't, but sometimes we don't come across the same way. Sometimes we tell the joke the wrong way. Sometimes when we sing songs, you know, I believe in magic, blah, 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 blah. Desire. Magic. Why don't we sing every word? Because we don't remember the words to the song. I'll leave you with this one because this is funny. Do you guys realize that there's songs out there that everybody sings? Everybody sings. And then it'll come out later that, you know, hey, you know this one word? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know that song. That's not the word. That's not the word. You know what, Craig, thank you for posting this stuff because it's funny. It's like, then people add words. What is the one that Neil Diamond sings that everyone sings in stadiums? You know, and it's like, people are throwing out words between the words. You know what I mean? All right, you guys know where I'm coming from. Let me leave you with this. Let me leave you with this. Is just like yesterday, in closing on this video, I went from sharing everything to only sharing things that I knew were correct. I did have another funny thing that popped in my mind. Have you guys ever seen that post on Facebook or social media where, you know, Abraham Lincoln, you know, said whatever? People use people's pictures and put quotes on them that they never said. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, it's amazing that we get anything done and are successful at anything. You know, because the whisper down the lane, it's gone by so many times and it's changed so much. The Abraham Lincoln one that I remember is people say, you know, leftover, good things come to those that wait. Good things come to those that wait. Yes, Craig, thank you. Sweet Caroline. Pass the salt, pass this, whatever. It's like, okay. But I believe, see, I did research on it one time, but the Abraham Lincoln quote is like, good things come to those who wait. But the entire quote is, good things come to those that wait, but only what's left over from those that hustle. See? Is that the quote? Is that the real quote? Did someone make up the quote? Did someone change the quote? But in closing, I want you guys to understand that I was so gullible at one time because I didn't know that I didn't know, that I grabbed onto everything. Wow, I don't think I've ever said that. I don't think I've ever said that. That I was so gullible and I wanted to learn and I wanted to do it correctly. That I was listening to everybody. One worse, I would ask people what they did to be successful, and they had never ever hit a rank. Hey, Jim, what do you do? Well, listen, I'm doing this, and this. No, he's never even done a sale. He's never even got a payday. But because my lack of self-esteem, my lack of confidence, belief in myself, not feeling like I was enough, I would listen to anybody. I would listen to everybody, and I was changing and changing and listening to everybody and changing and changing and changing and listening to everybody and listening and changing. Not only that, but if I learned something, oh my God, then I got to tell my team. I learned something new today. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's documented. I don't know if anyone's got any results with it, but I got to share it with my team. And now confused people do nothing. Now confused people do nothing. It's like the idea of the day, the idea of the day, the idea of the month, the idea. It's nuts. And then I had my mentor drilling me. He goes, Robert, I wouldn't listen to anybody unless if you listen to them, you get their lifestyle. Do you want their lifestyle? Do you want their relationships? Do you want what they give to charity? And then I said, I don't even know. I don't even know what they give to charity. I don't know how much they're making. Why wouldn't you ask? I go, man, that's weird. I don't know why I would ask that. And Bill goes, hey, you love cars, don't you? Yeah. He goes, you paint cars? I go, no, I'm one of the best mechanics you guys will ever meet. Fabricator, engineer, everything. Not a painter. Don't do painting. He goes, okay. Guy comes in your garage, sees your cars. Are you racing out at the track? Guy walks up to you and says, hey, listen, you want to, I'll paint your car for you. You got any pictures of other cars that you painted? You have any people that you could, give me their phone number, let me call them to ask them? No, I just, watch some YouTube videos and I can paint your car. No, you're not. When things cost money and things are going to be worked on, people actually get surgery without doing research. I'll just leave that alone, right? People will listen to a doctor without getting a second and a third opinion. Anyway, I'll leave you with this. Only listen to documented people. And documented people love showing their documentation. They just love to. So a person can be documented and then get lucky, like a one-hit wonder. And they go, oh my God, that person's a 500K, that person's a super affiliate or whatever. What have they done in the last 3 months? What have they done in the last 6 months? What was their last check? Who was the last person that they brought in and drove to 1K to 5K? And I know I'm using things that you guys have probably never heard of, but why would you listen to somebody that could build a group and then lost the group? Hit a position, can maintain the position. Whatever you're trying to do in life, find somebody that has done what you're looking for. See, I listen to people that have over 1 million active people in their organization. They make over $2-3 million a year because I've seen it. And they're consistently been doing it for 30 years. Why not do that stuff? Why not just do that stuff? So I hope you enjoyed this. I really hope you did. And again, the whole concept is whisper down the lane. Just knowing that a lot of people, and in closing, I said I was going to close. I'm just passing it today. Is that I went from sharing and listening to everything to going, listen, ignorance is not a bad word. Once you know, you know. And when I started just listening to people that had the results that I wanted in my life, then I shut out all the other distractions. Now my goal is to master what the masters were doing. I believed in their process. I seen their results. I knew that they were helping others. They always had people rank advancing. Now that's what I'm going to focus on. And when I focused on that, there was a lot of stuff that I was doing before that I'm not doing anymore. And it freed up a lot of my time to just focus on the things that needed to be done. So if I want something about my spirituality, if I want to work on my relationships with the people that I love, if I want to get my mind correctly, I'm going to find people who have done it and only listen to them. I'm going to go to the phrase, it's better to go to the horse's mouth. Where did that phrase come from? Yeah. So I need some information. Go directly to the horse's mouth. So you walk up to a horse and it's like, they ain't saying nothing. Anyway, I think you guys get my point. It's raining cats and dogs. It's like, why do people consistently just keep sharing stuff that we all know is BS, but let's share it anyway? Okay. Love and appreciate each and every one of you. I know this video was a little long, but tomorrow I said I have another video for you, and I'm going to have to probably re-watch this to figure out what the video is. But it will be good. I'm trying to do my best to sort of get you guys to stop being confused and learn to just do what you need to do. So I love each and every one of you. I believe in you. If I can do it, you can do it. And if no one's giving you permission to succeed in life, let me be the first. Again, check out more videos at youtube.com/Robert Hollis. And if you want a copy of my best-selling book on Amazon, you can go to roberthollis.com/free. Latasha, Craig, Kelly, Ola, my son, I seen him in here, Dustin, Kai, Alona. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, and have a great, great, great day. See you on the next video.